Hello, everybody. It's Bob Anderson, and I want to do a quick video that talks about some of the last touches I've done on the bot, why I've done them, and the status of the release. Okay, so one of the things that's really, really cool about creating a bot, if you want to call it that, that actually finally works off the strategy that you are trying to get to work is that it will um, allow you to back test data and see trends and see strengths and weaknesses of the strategy or whatnot, or give you some insight of things you need to take into account that you may even subconsciously be taking into account when you're trading, but you don't recognize the bot's not subconsciously taking it into account when you're trading. Perfect example is is trade management. So one of the things I focused on significantly when I started this was trade management from the stop to break even. And because again, until you get to break even, it could be a loss. It could be a bad situation. So each one of these trades, the 5 minute red line, the 5 minute gold line, and the 1 minute gold line, each one of them has a specific way that the trade management is done based on how I wanted it done for each indicator. So it's for each trade. And then what I've done is um, and then what I've done is then seen how they fit personality wise with the different instruments, NQ, oil, RTY, whatnot. And I've seen that actually I've had to kind of interchange some of those trade management strategies for the different personalities that those instruments even have. Forget the trade. But, anyways, my point is my objective is to do this. My objective for you as a trader is to figure out how to get you in this trade and to break even as soon as possible so that the trade's a free trade, but at the same time, leaving you enough room in the trade to get to target so that the trade actually does become profitable instead of squeezing yourself out of the trade. So each one of these instruments and each one of these trades, 5R, 5G, and 1 minute gold line, they all have that customized. When I went and back tested, one of the things that was happening is and both of these are positives. This is truly positive. One of the things I was noticing is that, hey, on my 5R, I may have been going for 30 ticks. But the reality of it is in oil, it really should go for 80. And or 60 or whatever it was. And the NQ really should go for 75. And the RTY should go for 50. And blah, 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 blah. But I wasn't treating it that way when I was trading because I was just looking at the specific trade, trying to keep my profit target double my initial stop loss. Okay, because if I'm a 50% win trader and I go to profit or to target, 50% of the time, and the other 50%, the max I lose is 10. Say 10 ticks on 20 tick. I'm winning. You know what I mean? Hashtag winning. But what back testing does for you is it shows you that you potentially leave money on the table, or you're squeezing the trade too fast or whatever. So my point is, so what I realized is, holy crap, I need to let these trades go farther. So here's the cool part. So when I first started back testing the NQ, I was finding that 75 ticks on the 5R is where I should be going. And I'm like, cool. So 75 ticks is where I set the thing. And profits were, whatever. But then as time went on, I realized that I've got a drawdown issue, because a lot of people who trade, say, this system, or are going to be trading the system, they're not using their money. They're using Lelus, or they're using Apexes, or they're using Top Step, or they're using whatever. And when they got a drawdown issue, and you've got 75 tick target, for example, and it goes, say 70 ticks in your favor, and then turns around and rolls back against you and knocks you out at break even, all of a sudden you just had a big hit to your drawdown. And then if you have a couple losses behind it, boom, you may blow up your account. So what I had to do was I had to start incorporating a trailing stop system past break even. So the dynamics was to first get it to break even, which runs totally different than the way I'm going to run the profit segment of the trade. Okay. So the second step that I realized I had to do is I had to put in some kind of trailing stop system. So what I did is I came up with, and did some testing and all that stuff. I'll go in here and look at it for just a second. Not that it's really matters, but I have incorporated 3 different trailing stop mechanisms, either all or nothing. So really 4, all or nothing. The strategy originally was all or nothing. As an actual trader, I was never doing all or nothing. If a pivot created ahead of me on a long, I was moving my stop below that pivot. I mean, come on, man. You can't hope that you're going to get 30 ticks and you're 20 ticks into it and it pulls back and then it starts rotating it up and gives you a new pivot. You can't just leave that money on the table. You got to recognize from price action that if it rolls back over again and breaks that pivot there, it's gone. And your stop's down here? No, your stop needs to be there. So my point is, as a manual trader, okay, not a bot trader, as a manual trader, I was always managing my stop. I was following the candles that push higher and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, okay? But a bot doesn't know to do that until you teach it to. So I brought into the system for all 3, the 1 minute gold line, the 5 minute gold line, and the 5 minute red line. I brought in a swing trailer, a super trend trailer, and an ATR trailer. Okay. And all 3 of them are going to be used to back test the results and to determine the optimum trade management strategy beyond break even for all the instruments that we're going to have support this system. Okay. So for example, in the case of the NQ, the swing trailer, which has a swing strength of 3. So for those of you that understand swing strengths, okay, what this will do, and I'll show it to you here. So let's actually just turn it back on, and I'll show you on this trade, this short trade that happened right here. So let's go in here. All right, so this is a trade. This is going to be a 5R trade on this chart. I want to show you what it does and how it moves your profit forward, and then hopefully helps you at least manage your trade to target. So like in this case, this one came up, broke down, and then bam, it went down. So remember, I've said this before. I don't expect you guys to remember right at this point, but the yellow candle right here, that is your indication that you have gone to break even, that you have hit whatever the settings are for this trade to go to break even. So that's what this dot does. Here's your initial stop. Here's where your initial stop carried over into this candle. When you got in, this candle went down. This gave you enough room. Here's your break even. So here's your dashes. These dashes are where your stop is dragging until something happens. Well, what that something in this case is this started rotating over and created another swing strength 3 based off the setting of 3. And therefore your stop drops to here. Okay. And then price goes down. And if it had created another pivot, it would have followed it even more. So the concept is to take it from here to here, say to ultimately here, but ended up hitting your target here. Okay. And that's what the concept is. So what does that do? Well, it squeezes the trade a little bit. And this one's maybe not the best example because this thing really moved. But it's following the pivots that are created. If another one had rotated up here and then rotated down, it would have moved down to here. You can visualize how it would keep following it as it keeps stair-stepping its way down to target. I had a better example earlier that I saw, but I can't find it. I think it's actually, I know why I can't find it. It's actually in oil. It's not in NQ. So anyways, and oil was doing that. It kept kind of going up, so that it's kept stepping up, creating new highs from a higher low and creating a new pivot. So price just kept, the stop just kept following it all the way to target. Okay. So what that does is it stops in case price rolls over and breaks those pivots. It stops your drawdown from growing, and it locks in some profit for you. So anyways, so I had to do that to kind of hone in the drawdown for the evaluation traders. The other thing I had to do, so that was pretty complex to put those 3 trailers in there. I can't begin to tell you how complex that was because I had to get them to ignore the break-even system that I had already created. This system right here is not going to start until this goes to break even. Okay. Once we're at break even, then this trailer system comes into play. The trailer system has nothing to do with that break even. Okay. So next thing I had to do, and I'm going to show you right here. This is where the rubber hits the road. This is where the rubber hits the road, in my opinion. So let's look at these settings as it sits right now. This is 30 days, which is really like 20 days of trading. So you have, you guys can look at this, and then I'm going to tell you something really cool. All right. So here's all your trades in NQ. Okay. I think it had, I don't even know, what did it have? It had 54 trades, 36 longs, 18 shorts. Okay. Now, the shorts performed a hell of a lot better than the longs, if you haven't noticed. Okay. See how the longs, where is it? The longs made money, but what? The longs made money, but the shorts made the actual money. Okay. And they took 18 trades. There's probably, all truth be told, maybe 20 trading days in that data. So it took almost on average a trade a day. Okay. But it made you $4,400. Now I'm going to pull up the one in oil, and you're going to see the same situation. Okay. So you may say to me, well, Bob, what the hell? How do I know? Well, that's where this comes in. That's where this comes in. So visualize this, okay? You're looking for this. This has a profit factor of 3.85. What does that mean? Oh, and here's the freaking best part. It has a drawdown of $560 total dollars. $560 total dollars. Remember, that's a trade that goes into profit, comes back, knocks you out at even. It doesn't mean you lost $560. Okay, it doesn't mean you lost $560. It just means the max drawdown from the profit high to the to the to the low of your P&L gap was $560 max. Okay, where's the long at? 2750. 2750. 2750 blows up a $50,000 evaluation account. So again, even with that trailer, okay? So again, seems like we got a problem. Do we really have a problem? No, we don't. I'll show you why here in a minute. Okay? So, what does that mean? Well, it means we should have been biased on short trades for the last 20 trading days. Well, how would we know that, Bob? Real easy how we're going to know that. We're going to know that by doing this. We're going to go over here in our charts and we're going to do a daily report on our NQ and we're going to look at this. Here's the daily chart for NQ. Okay. So hold on. Boy, got slow there. All right, was loading. I'm going to show you guys this. All right. This right here was your moment that we were going to go low. Right there. For all you traders that understand price action, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's your high. Here's your rotation down, your pullback. Here's your high again. That's lower than this high. Here's your price, and here's your breakdown. As soon as we got into this area right here, which would have been about August 10th, all biases on these trades should be short. That's it. The longs are just setting you up to get your face slapped in. Because let's so you see that rotation that I'm talking about there? I'm gonna go over the same thing in oil here in a second. Okay. So your bias is to the short side. Just like the whole time we were doing this, that same strategy was showing profits on the longs, but not on the shorts. Okay. So what we have to do is look at the bigger picture to know, do we want to play shorts or do we want to play longs, or are we neutral and want to do both? Okay. As soon as this rolled up and this shoulder right here was lower than this, and that got broken right there, boom, that's it. It's shorts. And we're just going to keep, this thing's going to keep on plowing down probably till the government files bankruptcy or something. Who knows? But anyways, it's not looking good. Let's put it that way. So let's go back into this for the 1 minute chart. And let me show you something really cool that I put into this to minimize the. Now, keep in mind, the longs made money. The longs still made money with this system. Okay, you got to remember that the longs still made money with this system, but they brought in a huge drawdown. They brought in more stress. They brought in, not fun in trading. So what do I have? I have a long on and a long off button. So if I click the long off button while the bot's running, because the bias is only to the short side, the bot won't take any of the long setups. So visualize, if you'd known back on August 10th, which remember, the day I'm doing video in this is October 3rd. Okay. If you knew that, which by the way, I just showed it to you, and I'm going to keep updating everybody on this stuff that buys this system on what the bias is, then where is it? Oh, shoot. Did I screw something up? Oh, I forgot to save my strategy settings. Hold on here. God, I hate when I do that. Well, anyways, we all saw it. It was whatever it was, 30. Oh, no. I know what it is. Darn it. Every time I do this, I just remember this. Every time I do this, it stops it. It drops me back to default of 5 days. So let me go back to 30 days. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to do this video and I screwed something up here. All right. So where are we? All right, come on. Where is it? So same thing. You go in here. So that means you as a trader with your thing set up for shorts only are sitting at $4,440 in profit, 30 days on the NQ by by having this set just like that and the bot running. Okay, so I think that's pretty darn cool. I'm assuming you do too. So let's go over here and look at this again, just for fun. I'm gonna drag this over here for oil, and then I'm gonna wrap up what I'm doing here. Hold on here. I lost something. Okay, so let's do the same thing with oil. Watch this. God, I hope my settings are correct in here. I can't remember. No, they aren't. Or is this, wait a second, do I have the same problem? Yep, I have the same problem. Hold on here. 30 days. Sorry. Give it a second. Every time I do the daily, when I go back into the minute, it only loads 5 days of data, and I need 30 days of data. Good thing I bought a new computer. So anyways, so here you are here. Longs, $4,160. Profit factor of 2.82. Drawdown of 740 bucks. It's literally nothing. Okay? So how did you get that? Well, because of this. Right here on your daily. If you got your daily, is it kind of hard to see that you're biased to the long side? Hold on. It's going to load here. I mean, is it where, at what point do you know that the long side is in play? How about when this whole area right here was broken, back, retested, and gone? So we've known that the bias to the long side on oil has been since about July 20th. And that's all that you should be trading is longs on this system. That means you're then trading in the direction of the bigger money that keeps pushing price. Okay, and if you did that, you got $4,160 for the last 30 days, and I've already showed you how, and that's going to be part of the settings that we're going to give you for the system. Is you're going to have this little button right here that says longs on, shorts off, and all the system is going to do is going to take longs for you. So, what the heck? I mean, so oil's sitting over here at $4,100, NQ sitting over there at $4,400. These are all 20 days of trading. These are all, damn it, it did 5 days of data again. I can't stand when it does that, because I'm trying to show you something. So an NQ took, I think it was 18 trades to the short side in the basically 20 trading days. And let's see how many oil took to the long side. I don't know how many it took to the long side. It took 32. So oil took 32 trades to the long side. 32 trades to the long side, $4,160 with a $740 drawdown, not $2,800 at only the shorts. See, so we got to, so what is going to happen is you're going to get settings routinely loaded on our website that are going to talk about, here's what you need to have your pivot strength at. Here's what you need to have your candle size at. Here's what you need to have, and here's the bias if there is a bias. Because it's the bias that provides you this. for both the NQ and the CL, for example. And I know we're going to see the same thing with the RTY. We're going to see the same thing with the YM. We're going to have to see the same thing with the ES. And you may say to me, well, why doesn't it just work both ways? You got to visualize this. We're trying to get in on 5-minute trades for the most part with 1-minute candles. But those 5-minute trades are only the level we're trading off of. If you go short, think about this. If you go short on a 5-minute trade on an uptrending market, you are now taking your 5-minute trade into somebody's 10-minute moving average or somebody else's 15-minute moving average that's trailing up behind you, or 30-minute moving average. By the way, let's go ahead and look just for fun. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. These are all moving average levels that people are trading. And if you're taking that 5 downwards on an uptrending market, you're taking a 5 into a 10, or you're taking a 5 into a 15, or you're taking a 5 into a 30. And that's why it may go in your favor a little bit, but then it's going to get slapped and rotated over. So what we're looking for is we're looking for that rotation back in the direction of the overall trend of the market, which is where NQ makes $4,400 in the last 30 days. And that's where CL made $4,200 in the last 30 days. And your profit factors are a lot higher. Your losses are significantly less. I think oil's average loss was like $120, something like that. I mean, I don't remember it in front of me right now, but it's not much. And it can't be much if your trailing drawdown is only $700. I mean, you can have a win that comes up, comes down. There's $500 right there. Then one loss, that's $700 right there in a whole 30 days. So anyways, now the indicator works the way I want it. The trailing stops. Everything works the way I want it. I bought a website called goldlinetrades.com, and I'm going to be putting all this stuff out there, and I hope to have this thing live available on Tuesday, the 10th. Remember, Monday is Columbus Day, so what the hell does it matter? That's what my goal is. My goal is to have this October 10th in your hands with settings on the website. I'm going to have videos on how to load it and how to do the settings and all that kind of stuff. So that's my target. And that's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm hoping, again, remember, if your evaluations are 30 days long and you need $3,000 to pass, for example, CL and NQ combined, even you can trade both of them because you're only doing 2 contracts in each. So if you've got a $50,000 account that has 10 contracts a piece, you can have them both working at the same time. You'll never go over the limit, and you'll double the amount of money you need because you only need 3, and both of them made about 9 in the last 30 days. So with limited drawdown to keep you to pass. Once you pass, then you're just doing this, just rinse, wash, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat. All right. I'm going to talk to everybody later. And my phone keeps dinging over here. My freaking whatever. It's like it never ends. But anyways, I'll talk to everybody later. And have a good day. Bye.